I'm Gloria Ledoux, bringing you the Compliance Outlook for a review of the second and third quarter of 2016 at the CU Compliance Connection by InfoSight. We don't have too much to talk about for once, so let's get started. For the second quarter, we'll go ahead and review the NCUA's elimination of the personal guarantee requirement under the member business lending rules, and we will also reiterate the requirements for credit unions, unless they qualify for an exemption, to submit their credit card agreements to the CFPB. For the third quarter of this year, we had FinCEN issue their long-awaited member due diligence requirements for legal entities that actually became effective in July. However, don't panic. Although the regulation is technically effective already, compliance is not required until May of 2018. So we'll also briefly chat about that and the changes that become effective in September related to NACHA rules and changes for same-day ACH. We had mentioned in our last quarterly update, the CFPB suspended the requirement for credit unions to post their credit card agreements on their website last year so that they could improve that website and the database that contains those agreements. That year went by pretty fast, and credit unions were again required to post their credit card agreements on the CFPB's website no later than the first business day on or after April 30th, 2016, which happened to be May 2nd this year. So hopefully credit unions did not miss that deadline. However, since it is a quarterly requirement for credit unions to post their agreements, they should be aware that the next agreement is due August 1st of 2016. The NCUA finalized the changes to their member business lending regulations. Most of the changes they made are not effective until January 1st of 2017, so we have a little bit more time on those. However, one portion of the rule did become effective on May 13th of this year, and that was the elimination of the personal guarantee waiver requirement. After May 13th, if the credit union chooses not to require a personal guarantee, they have to document the loan file with the mitigating factors that offset the risk of not requiring that guarantee. FinCEN recently finalized their rule related to member or customer due diligence requirements for the beneficial owners of legal entities. These new requirements became effective on July 11th of this year. However, as I mentioned earlier, compliance is not required until May 11th of 2018. So, credit unions, you have a little bit of time on this one. In a nutshell, the credit union is going to need to revise their policies and procedures to identify the beneficial owners of legal entities who come to the credit union to open up accounts. Additionally, the credit union will also need to verify those owners in accordance with the MIP-CIP, or the Member or Customer Identification Program. The credit union does provide an example of the certification form that the credit union can use to obtain beneficial ownership information. As we always say, if the regulation contains a model form, we always encourage the credit union to use it. Although FinCEN did say that they will not provide a safe harbor. They did, however, say that the credit unions using this form satisfy the requirements outlined in the regulation. Beneficial ownership within the regulation includes each individual who directly or indirectly, through any contract, arrangement, understanding, relationship, or otherwise, owns 25% or more of the equity interests of the legal entity, and an individual with significant responsibility to control, manage, or direct the legal entity, like a CEO, CFO, COO, or any other individual who regularly performs similar functions. Effective on September 23, 2016, all receiving depository financial institutions, or RDFIs, will be required to receive same-day ACH payments. Funds will need to be made available from those same-day ACH credits, such as payroll deposits, by the end of the processing day. Phase 1 of a 3-phase process. The second phase becomes effective on September 15th of next year, with the final phase March 16th of 2018. Be on the lookout for another Compliance Connection video that explains these ACH changes from an expert. Thank you for joining me at the CU Compliance Connection, and stay tuned for future broadcasts on issues that affect your credit union. We're here to help you at the CU Compliance Connection by InfoSight.